Hi everyone, it's Sean from Pulse Markets here. We've got our favourite MD, one of them, Mike Hudson from Southern Cross Gold. We've just seen it coming out of the gates, Mike. Again, this is another significant intersection, but there's something really special about this one, and I won't steal your thunder. But the announcement, I mean, you can say the grams, you can say depth. But this is, we already had game-changing information previously, maybe even before when we did the IPO, and just kept delivering more drill rigs, quicker. And you've certainly done something here that's wonderful, Mike. Can you just elaborate on what this spectacular result is, please?
Good morning, Sean. Great to be with you, and thanks for making time. It's going to be a busy morning without a doubt. This drill hole that we put out, hole 50, is I don't like using the term that often, game changer, because it's used a bit too widely and broadly, but it is absolutely a game changer for this project. We've drilled 305.8 meters at 1.6 gold and 0.5% antimony, which is equivalent to 2.4 grams gold equivalent. So over 300 meters of mineralization, and we're only assayed 2/3 of the drill hole. So it continued beyond 650 meters that we assayed down to. It continued down to 927 meters. We've doubled the depth of the project just with this single drill hole. We found 8 more mineralized vein sets or shoots that we didn't know existed at all, and that's basically doubled the number of shoots that we've drilled to date. The results that we've seen have been spectacular, really, above this drill hole, but this has taken it down to over 800 meters vertically by the end of this drill hole, 850 meters, with assays down to about 600 meters vertically so far. And it contains an amazing amount of very high grade intersections. 12 intersections that went greater than 20 grams themselves, 5 that went greater than 100 grams of gold in itself, and then there's an abundance of antimony there, which has real value in this project also. So it's quite the hole. It's quite the hole for Victoria, quite the hole for Australian exploration, and just shows the tenor of this project. And before I let you ask the next question, this is over 700 gram meters cumulative gold equivalents. So we said that any one hole that's greater than 100, well, there's 7 of them in this intersection to date, with 2/3 of the hole assayed.
Listen, wow, congratulations, mate. Couple of things which have just jumped out at me quickly there. You've drilled down quite deep, and it's that new deep section where you're getting a lot of these hits. Would that be correct, or?
Yeah, it looks like it's getting better at depth, without a doubt, Sean. We've stayed, this is the thickest zone of mineralization by a long shot in the project. We did drill parallel to the host position, but a high angle to the high grade structures themselves. So it's about 60 to 70% true thickness. And something fundamentally different is happening at depth. With only one hole down there to date, we don't really know why, but it looks like it may have blown out, perhaps, is one theory. So we're able to stay in it because it's thicker down there. Maybe we're just very fortunate that we were able to stay within the mineralized zone for so far. These epizonal projects, the Nirvana is looking deeper, and you'll see us making this project bigger and bigger. We're not going to be frightened of stepping out and drilling this out at deeper levels as we go across the project, because these epizonal projects get better at depth. From what we know from Costerfield and Fosterville, the two top 10 highest grade gold mines on Earth last year, they vary or telescope from upper levels of gold and antimony down to these super grades of gold at depth, without the antimony. And we're getting close probably to that around about 800 meters, we see. It depends on project to project. So, that's where the bottom part of this drill hole that's still yet to come will be quite exciting.
So you've just mentioned those 2 key names that when I met you virtually a year and a half ago, when you were talking at dinner that time, you were saying you wanted to potentially become a Fosterville one day, Fosterville, sorry. With this data that you're getting, the dream that you had all that time ago is sort of becoming a reality, or it's looking like it could be.
I mean, we've got one of these systems, without a doubt, the tiger by the tail, or whatever cliche we want to use. I mean, this is now drilled down to over 600 meters, with a lot of assays to come deeper down. It extends over 800 meters with it open by drilling, and then 10 kilometers by old mines to the northeast. This has got a lot to go. And the drill results are staggering. They really are. And it's a great result for Victorian exploration, like I've said, and a great result for Australian exploration and prospectivity, in terms of how these systems can develop.
I know you said you've only taken a portion or 2/3 of what you've currently drilled to the labs to get assayed. Have you looked at the mineralisation in those other core samples? Does it look like there's continuation there with the naked eye, or is it too hard to tell at the moment?
Well, we always want to be very careful estimating gold grades before we have them. We gave some hints that there was sporadic zones of visible gold in the drilling that we've just announced, and those photos are in the press release. There's very nice photos of visible gold speckled between the quartz carbonate veins. We also announced in the press release this morning that there's 2 zones with visible gold in them below the assayed intervals.
So, oh my God, it looks like there could be more. And as you said, this system, it gets bigger at depth. So let's just think with the 600, 700, 800 meters of drilling along the strike you've done so far, you've had a very high success rate of hitting high grade gold. I mean, it's just been almost win after win after win. So all that drilling that you've done up here, you've come down sort of once. So just using my mathematical brain, if you go back to where you've already drilled on all those other sections, there's a very high probability that we're just going to expand everywhere. And where we've already been hit up top, we should hit much bigger down below again, if this holds true for all the other ones.
That's the dream. And scientifically, we think there's very good possibility for this system to continue to depth, without a doubt. Yeah.
Listen, we had a conversation today earlier, and you've mentioned that, and in the ASX announcement, you mentioned that there's some financing or a potential capital raise, not debt. You've spoken to some of your colleagues overseas, some of the biggest players in the game, and they're looking at writing some big checks with the results that they've seen here. This is just wonderful. I mean, to be in a position like this, Mike, where you've got these results, you're getting some of the biggest names in the gold market coming in to give you coin at this particular time. I mean, what's that mean for the company? I mean, we've already gone from 1 drill rig to 2 drill rigs to now 3 drill rigs. Drilling it out quicker makes it better for shareholders because you hit a JORC resource much quicker. So is that the plan? Is that the game plan, to just keep drilling this out? I know you're very frugal with your money. You manage it very well as a company. We've always been impressed with that. But is it now time to really ramp this up because of the results that you've seen?
Yeah, so we are halted and subject to a capital raise. And what we want to do, and the strategy with this project, is to bring more drill rigs to site. We've always said that the only limitation to discovery here is drilling. So we need more drilling. More drilling will ideally make it bigger, faster. So that is the secret here. I've also made it very clear that, as this project is, we've got a tiger by the tail, how silly would we have been to start focusing in drilling it out too early when we know that what we just found below are these staggeringly thick, very high grades beneath us, hundreds of meters beneath us. So the way to create value for shareholders and the company is to continue to make this bigger. Don't get too focused too early, but stand back, and test the areas beneath where all those zones where you express very articulately that have a very good chance of extending to depth. We know that the system extends along strike. We should be able to go along strike and test some of those other parts of the system along strike from the 1 kilometre centre. But the aim is to increase the ounces per vertical metre as we're going down. That will come by extending the known zones to depth and finding more zones from near surface areas right down.
Listen, Mike, this is just fantastic. And another note as well, like, you're playing this so well. You started with 1, had some more success, then got 2, then got 3. But we've also noticed, I mean, a small company like yours hopefully will be much bigger, but you're at the mining conferences, both domestically, overseas, and this funding, these guys who are coming in now, they're long-term holders. They don't come in and they just don't want 20, 30%. They've got years of expectations for you to drill this system out. I take my hat off to you and the IR team. The Noosa conference, IMAC, the last couple of weeks, Melbourne Mining Club, you really get out there and promote your story, and you can see that reflected in the share price. So please keep that up. That with the work you're doing within the ground, I mean, you already found 1 million ounces in Finland. You clearly know what you're doing. Let's get this drilled and keep doing what you're doing, mate. We can't thank you enough. This is wonderful.
Well, there's nothing like having a great deposit or project, and Sunday Creek makes all of us look very smart. It just keeps on delivering. That being said, you've got to have that great team around you, and that we do. So I'm very thankful for both those aspects.
Well, listen, Mike, is there anything else you want to say? I know you've got to bounce off. You have a lot of people ringing you today with this news. Is there another quick thing you want for our investors, just to let them know?
No, I think we covered it all very well. Do your due diligence. Go ahead and have a look at the website. There's 3-dimensional models, verify software that we publish and update all our drill results. Investors can turn layers on and off. They can spin the models. They can understand how fundamentally different these drill holes are and what value they are creating. So everybody can really, in a granular way, really work to understand this prospect if they wish to. Great.
Thanks, Mike. I might just take this opportunity quickly. As we all know, we were the joint lead manager in the IPO, and I'm pleased to say we're working with one of the lead managers on your placement at the moment. If you're a sophisticated investor and you want to look at getting stock, please act quickly. With results like this is going to go out the door very quickly. Just shoot us an email, please, and let us know if you would like to make a bid. And the information's in our term sheet, which is attached to this email. But Mike, again, congratulations. This is a cracker. And it's been a very big pleasure to be along for the ride. I know I've got a decent position myself personally, and we've been there for the ups and the downs, and we certainly were buying some more about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So, yeah, you just got to pick your moments when to get in. And I think if this is going to keep going, there's only one way this share can go, which is we're hoping up.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for your support.
Thank you.